We finished the first quarter of 2023, and the real estate market here in Birmingham, Alabama is showing some signs of settling out and jumping off the roller coaster ride it's been on for the past 10 months. The unsettled interest rates, combined with the concerns over inflation affecting the economy as a whole, has caused the real estate marketplace to slow down. While the market has been slower across the country, it is very important to know what is going on in your local area, because different areas of the country behave much differently than other areas. That is why I'm bringing this information to you today, which concentrates on our market here in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm Mike Hewlin, a realtor here in Birmingham, Alabama. Take a few minutes and watch my real estate market review of the first quarter sales activity here in the Metro Birmingham area. We'll begin by looking at March's sales activity. During this discussion, I'll show you the numbers from March and compare those numbers to last year's levels. This will give you a good idea of how the market currently sits in comparison to this time last year. Then we'll do the same thing with our quarterly review. We'll review the stats from the first quarter of this year and compare those numbers to last year's levels. So let's jump right in and take a look at last month's sales statistics. Here's what happened in March. The stats reflect that market activity picked up as total number of homes sold and average sale price rose, while average days on market and number of homes available for sale dropped. Total number of homes sold rose 28% over February levels to 865. While we are behind last March's numbers, which is no surprise, the 28% increase matches last year's February to March increase, and that is a good sign. This line graph shows the total number of homes sold for each month of 2022 and the first 3 months of 2023. The far left side of this chart begins with January 2022 and works its way to March of 2023. You can see the peak activity point in May of last year and the steady decline through last summer, fall, and winter. The low point for activity occurred in January of this year, and from there activity has been trending upwards. This shows that buyers are returning to the market, and I expect April's numbers to continue on this same upward trend. With demand increasing last month, average sale price also increased to $382,820. I know this rebound is a welcome sight to all homeowners out there. Values in the Birmingham area seem to be holding up well and are still ahead of where they were at this same point in time last year. Let's take a look at the behavior of sales prices last year into this year. As you can see, price levels remain ahead of where they were at the same point in time last year. The peaks and valleys haven't been as steep as some might have expected, and prices have been relatively strong even as demand has fluctuated much more sharply. It will be interesting to see what happens over quarter number 2 of 2023 in respect to home prices. Average days on market is the next stat that I'm going to discuss. The average days on market for March was 29. This is more than double what it was at the same point in time last year. But this is not a bad thing. If the market is going to settle and stabilize and allow some inventory to build, this number really needs to sit in the 30 to 45 day range. As you can see by this graph, days on market has been steadily increasing since May of last year. This has helped to temper the market and allow some inventory to build. Sellers, don't be scared by this number rising. Just remember that it is returning to more of a normal range. So be prepared for that when you put your home on the market to sell. Our last statistic to review for March is number of homes available for sale. With demand rising in March, this number went down by 3% from where it was last month. This is due to the increase in demand from buyers, while many sellers remain reluctant to put their homes on the market for many reasons. As you can see, by looking at this line graph, we've come a long way since this point in time last year. This time last year, there were only 3,178 homes available for sale, and it now sits at 5,821 at the same point in time this year. In my opinion, if this number can get to a range of about 6,500 homes available for sale through the spring, that will help to continue the process of evening out the marketplace. Now let's review the stats from the first quarter of this year. We'll look at the same categories and look at how things shaped up comparing to the first quarter of 2023 to the first quarter of 2022. We'll begin with average sale price. The average sale price for the first quarter of 2023 was $372,240. This is down from the fourth quarter of 2022, but is 3% higher than the first quarter of last year. Take a look at this line graph comparing the average sale price for each quarter over 2021, 2022, and beginning 2023. As you can see, the first quarter average sale price for this year is still well above the levels from the two prior years, so sale prices are still strong. It will be interesting to see where the line goes when we look at the numbers for the second quarter here in just a few months. I think this line will trend upwards some, but probably more slightly than it did in 2021 and 2022. Now let's look at average days on market. The average days on market for the first quarter of this year was 31. This is a 46% increase over where we were at this same point in time last year, and a 30% increase over the fourth quarter of 2022. If you are selling your home, this days on market statistic is important to keep in mind. While it is possible that your home might go under contract just a few days after hitting the market, prepare yourself for it to take a little longer and do your best not to get impatient or frustrated if it does take about a month to get a contract on your home. As the market continues to come down off its high, this number will continue to rise. I expect it to end up in the high 30s to low 40s by the end of this year. To give you some perspective, in 2019 the average days on market was 36, and in 2018 it was 50. Lastly, let's talk about total number of homes sold in the first quarter of 2023 compared to 2022 and 2021. 2,008 homes were sold in the first quarter of this year in the areas that I primarily work in. This number is down 25% from the first quarter of 2022 and is down 15% from the fourth quarter of 2022. Coming off of the red-hot years of 2022 and 2021, this downward trend may at first seem shocking, but in reality, this is getting back to more of a normal market level. Looking back to the first quarter of 2019, 2018, and 2017, the average was right around 2,200 homes sold during the first quarter of those years. So while this number has been steadily coming down for the past 8 months, it's just another sign of the market coming down off its high. I would expect this number to rise in the second quarter to a total for the second quarter of about 3,200 homes. This would reflect the normal seasonal increase for the springtime months. This line graph shows the trends over the past 2 years. As you can see, the second quarter of the year typically produces the most homes sold, and I don't see anything on the horizon telling me this year will be any different. In conclusion, I think the real estate market in Metro Birmingham is showing a lot of resilience to the overall economic pressures we are facing today. Sale prices remain strong, and even though sales volume has dropped, there is still a good amount of demand from buyers in the marketplace. I foresee interest rates continuing to come down slightly in the coming months as inflation numbers continue to ease up somewhat. As these numbers continue to adjust through the year, the market will work its way back closer to an even buyers and sellers market instead of it being the extremely strong sellers market that we've seen in the past. In my opinion, we are operating about the same pace we were in the 2017, 2018, and 2019 time period. So as I've said before, if you are going to be buying or selling a home this year, just stick to the fundamentals of real estate and you'll have success. For sellers, this means pricing your home right and having it in the best condition possible. For buyers, just make sure that you write good offers on the home you want. This means being aware that values are still strong. So for homes that are priced correctly, a low offer probably won't get you very far. But don't be afraid to ask for reasonable seller concessions unless you know that the house you want could get or has multiple offers coming on it. I'm here to help you navigate the waters of this changing market, whether you are a buyer or a seller. I have experience working in all types of marketplace environments and would be honored to work for you to help you achieve your real estate goals. If you are planning to buy a home or sell a home, contact me. I'm Mike Hewin with RE/MAX Advantage, and I thank you for watching my market update video. I hope you find this information useful, and I hope you have a great day.